Well, hello, and welcome to another episode of Three Crones and the Woo Woo. Hi, I'm one of your Crones. My name is Gayle Nicholson with Creative Command Coaching and Consulting. To my side, I have Ms. Krista Ducharme with Dimensional Healing with Krista on Facebook. And of course, always supporting us from below, Damaris Samolinski with Ask the Genie with Damaris Samolinski. Hi, ladies. How's it going?
Hi. Oh, could you?
How is everybody?
Hold on. You guys have to say hi. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah. Just give me your hand. Come on. Just hold on. We have somebody who's just going to give a hand.
Oh, hi, Genevieve.
Now she's being I'm the college student that just came home and I'm tired. I'm walking away.
I'm so glad to see she's home for the summer and stuff.
Yes, me too.
If you hear a little jingle, jangle, jingle, we have another visitor right here. Can you get on camera? I don't think you're tall enough. Come on up. This is Baby. Oh, isn't she sweet?
That's Jasmine, right?
This is a Belgian Malinois. She's been rescued a few times. The last time she was rescued, 10 people came and went and left her behind until being rescued. Yeah. And she's had a bit of a rough life. So she's actually just the sweetest, loveliest dog ever. Oh my gosh.
And hopefully she found her forever home there.
I believe she did. I believe she's a really good fit where she's at. Absolutely.
Good. Awesome.
Yeah. So awesome stuff. Oh my gosh. Not a good day for long hair and lipstick. All right. Or maybe a good day for long hair and lipstick. Not a good day for me. Anyways, so we've got a really, really good week this week. Lots of stuff going on as always. Hi, peoples. Hi, Tracy. Hi, everybody who's joining. Thanks so much for coming in here. We love to have you with us on Tuesdays. And if you are watching on Facebook, please give us a like, give us a heart, make a comment, share it out to all your friends, and likewise on YouTube. If you are watching from the Three Crones and the Woo Woo on YouTube page, please, interact, make sassy comments, whatever you'd like. I don't care. Just get some traffic up there because that is where we are headed. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. And also, if you are watching on Facebook, you have time to switch over to the Three Crones and the Woo Woo on YouTube page.
Yep, you do.
So yay. Awesome stuff. All right. So ladies, Krista has been doing an awful lot of traveling. And she has with her. She has, or did Mama leave?
Nope, she's there. Okay. She's downstairs.
Yay. Awesome. Well, thank you. So Sue Paquin is Krista's mom, and she's visiting Krista, and they have been doing all kinds of, why did I hear the word trolloping across Europe?
We can trollop.
You can trollop. Yeah. So yes. Would you like to fill us in on the places that you got to see this week and all kinds of stuff?
We haven't been like traveling too far from where I actually live here in Limburg, in Landgraf. However, we have gone and done a little bit of exploring. And one of the really, I'm trying to think. I went down on Thursday and picked Jenna up in Belgium. And then over the weekend, we went to a beer festival that is usually for October. However, we had to cancel last October's, right? And the October before that, because of, the COVID-19 parameters that we had here. So the Weinstein Fest decided that, okay, let's do it in May for a number of reasons. One, the weather's nicer in theory. Our weather was kind of touch and go. We had storms all day, but it was really a lot of fun. We went and we had brats and beer and listened to music, and we had a really good time. And then I went, and then on Saturday, Saturday we went to the market. So for those who have been following us and those who follow me on Dimensional Healing with Krista, we get in the habit of going to an open air market on Saturdays. And that's what we do. We go and we buy our food, and it's vibrantly colored. And when you're outside and you're eating food, isn't it amazing? I don't know about y'all, but I like eating outside, al fresco style. So we brought home what we call a picky dinner, which means essentially it's all, it's like a charcuterie board, except rather than a board, we make it a table.
Nice.
And that's what we ate. And then on Sunday, Mom and I, Facebook can be your friend, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you can learn about really cool events that are happening in your local area, which is what happened to me. And I think I found out about it on Saturday, that one of the castles that's here locally, it's called Honesburg Castle.
Mm-hmm.
They were having a antique market. And so I looked, I was like, hey, who wants to go to this antique market? I don't know really what I'm going to be expecting. Let's go. Because the week before, we had on Sunday gone to Belgium to another antique market. Now, that was more like an antique flea market. The one we went to, which, by the way, I'm going back to again, because it's just amazos. And then the one we went to this past Sunday was more of your upper end, really classic antique market, but it was so cool. And frankly, I thought the setting was amazing because Honesburg Castle is fantastic. And now we are getting ready. We're getting all prepared, and we're going to be headed on Thursday morning to France.
Nice.
And we're going to Normandy, France, which is where D-Day occurred. And we're doing this whole D-Day tour for 2 days. And we're going to go see some really awesome stuff and do that to come home in time for me to have a meeting, which I need to go to. But and do 3 Crones, which is really important, to get on a plane and wash laundry, because that's also important, to get on a plane to go to Poland. So yes, we're in the midst of doing all kinds of stuff. And I don't know if Sue's going to tell you guys. Are you going to, Sue, you tell them in the comments, what are we doing in Poland? And see if she'll say, because then you guys can hear from her. Straight from the horse's mouth.
You calling Mom a horse?
Huh?
Are you calling Mom a horse?
Well, the main source.
There you go.
The
main source. So
I mean, really, we've been doing a lot, since Mom was here, but like there's a week between our friend for over 30 plus years who was here for 2 weeks, then a week where nobody was here. Mom and Dad arrived. Mm-hmm. Then Jen arrived a week after that. I mean, it's been like, okay, I think that Europe is open.
I hope so.
Safe to say.
If I could just get to Canada and back without a vaccine passport, I'd be thrilled. Absolutely.
Yeah. Are they requiring that to go to Canada?
What? Well, the border is open, but I think they still want the passport kind of thing. Okay. And I'm not quite sure which direction is being the stickler about it.
Okay.
Right. So, Krista, will you answer this for Joss?
Oh,
sorry,
yes.
Joss.
How about this? I will let you know if we are going to be doing a meditation class there. If we aren't doing one, I might see if I can make it earlier because I have to drive 8 hours. So I'm like, oh, I'll reach out to you personally.
There you go. And
I want to teach it. This is what we're doing.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
So,
I'm
ladies
excited.
and gentlemen who may be watching, anyone who is up for or who has a request for Baltic Amber, we are actually going to we're going to a gem and jewelry show, a trade show. And so to buy amazing Baltic Amber jewelry. So if you have requests, let Sue know and let us know, and we'll see what we can do.
What an opportunity. I mean, seriously, everybody out there who's listening, how rare is it for you to be able to go, hey, I want a particular piece of Baltic Amber jewelry, and your jeweler is going to Poland to find it for you.
Wow.
Yep.
Grab it.
And then here's the other advantage is you have me who's going on top of it.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Yes. So then I can assure you that you will get the piece that is best suited for you in terms of the amber itself. Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm chomping at the bit.
That's awesome. And we will not even blame that inability to speak on Mercury retrograde. Yeah. Mercury has lost its power.
So that's it. It's all about shopping.
Yes.
for amber.
Yes. Excellent stuff. Yeah. Fabulous. So how is things? I imagine we're getting essentially the same weather, Damaris, like one day apart.
Yeah.
So it's going to be better tomorrow for you. Today's probably going to be like clammy cold. Am I right?
It was almost like 90 over here.
It was.
It was so hot, you know. And then it started. Then we had like a rainstorm, and then it got cooler.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that storm! It was so hot on one side, and then as soon as it passed through, it was like, oh my God, we're back to October again.
Yeah. That was Friday. It was torrential downpours here. And I had to go to an event, and I was like, am I going to go? Because it was just so nasty. But I went.
Good.
I'm getting a lot of culture shock, if you will.
Really?
Maybe I should call it climate shock.
Because you're originally from Michigan.
Yeah. So it's not like it's unexpected, but it's unfamiliar in that I haven't had to deal with it for, so many years.
Yeah.
And right now they're already into triple digits down in Arizona. And I'm just getting more present to, there's about 6 to 8 weeks of really good weather in Michigan, right? As opposed to 8 months in Arizona with the same weather. Yeah.
That's a big difference.
So it's very, very precious when you have a good day up here.
That's a big difference, Gayle.
It's a huge difference. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sue knows exactly what I'm talking about. Yep. Yes. So, everything is coming along greatly, though, and possible moving out on the road right after Mercury retrograde does its thing. Because
after June 3rd.
Yeah. And it might not happen right away after June 3rd, but nothing's going to happen before that. Yeah. It's just
the energy will still be lingering too. But just, it'll be on its way out.
Yeah. Is Jen going to say hi? Kevin going to say
hi? No, Kevin's like, no. He's like, he just yelled, I have work to do. I can't get distracted by the woo-woo.
And he's normally such a good sport.
You didn't hear what happened. All right. So true story. I have a story to tell. Maybe he'll come down when he hears me telling the story. So Kevin had a riding accident on his bike the other day.
Okay.
Yes. He decided that he was 12 again and took a turn at a like Mach 10 with his hair on fire. And the bike decided it wasn't going to go in the direction that his body went. And he went skidding down the road. So he has road rash.
Oh, no.
However, I was like, okay, got my oils out, got my crystals out, and we are all on it.
Nice.
However, yes. So I made him a boo-boo oil.
Oh, good.
For the lack of, I guess I should really call it road rash oil. But,
don't you love it? We can make our own blends, our own.
Oh, yeah. And then I put in red jasper and Baltic amber.
Nice.
Yes. And I'll tell you what, it is healing beautifully.
Yay.
That's awesome.
It really
to hear.
is. It really is.
Everybody needs a healer in a house.
Oh, yeah, you just do. And I mean, between that and Reiki, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I really. At 51, we're not supposed to be throwing ourselves off bikes.
There are far more detrimental, childish things to do.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was just like, I can't believe you just did that, mate. So, yeah. It worked. So he went into work and he had bandages on because he has to put his uniform on. And of course, it can rub up against, and he didn't want anything getting, the mess, right? And he was saying he went into a meeting, and one of his French counterparts with a very beautiful French accent was like, "Is that a boo-boo you have?"
There's something special about boo-boo in a French accent.
Yes, and so Kevin was like, "Yes, it's just a boo-boo."
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, so we've been. It's been very interesting and exciting. Yeah. So yes,
that's awesome.
And just as an FYI, I want you all to know, I probably witnessed one of the most crazy things here in the Netherlands that I have ever experienced. And so our road is closed right now that for traffic because they resurfaced it.
Okay. And
so they have barriers up, but they're metal barriers that people can physically move. They aren't like, concrete or anything. And this guy, we're walking because we have to park it. We have to park at a distance and walk back and forth. That's fine. I'm getting steps in. So we're walking up, Mama and I, through the tunnel, and you hear this scraping of metal. And I'm like, what the heck is that noise? Turn around. This guy is scraping the metal barrier across, gets in his car, and drives through.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm like, and of course, the tarmac is getting on his tires. You son of a bitch. Didn't really just do that.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
And then he had the audacity to use our drive because he drove down and it's really blocked there with tape. They have that, that do not enter kind of red flaggy tape. Don't take it down, plus barriers, plus, Oh, no. And so he was not happy. So he backed up and came and I'm sure left because we don't know where he went. All he did is leave evidence of driving. I'm like, talk about a jerky move.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I'm sure that we are going to be the ones who hear about this jerks thing because they'll be like, you Americans. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm following the rules.
Oh my gosh.
Well, let's find out. Maybe there's an answer in Damaris's stars this week why everything is
kind of we want.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk.
And I did shorten these up just a little bit for you.
All right. So last week, we know that so much is going on, and I could just pick, a small area to talk about because we don't have that much time. But last week I started to talk about Mars and Jupiter in Aries. So it starts today. The energy goes in today. So let me just give you a little bit of information about both so you guys could understand. So Mars is a physical kind of planet, is a war-like planet. It likes wars, it's aggressive. And so in Aries, it's in its home because Aries is ruled by Mars. But Mars on a negative energy is very aggressive. And then Jupiter, and it's all physical. Jupiter is more spiritual. And so so now we have the physical and the spiritual kind of like at war here, right? And so Jupiter wants Mars to surrender. But and I just want to go back for a minute. Mars on a spiritual level is the knight in shining armor. On a physical level is the warrior of war, right? It's a planet of war, the god of war. And so Jupiter wants Mars to surrender. But on a physical level, the word surrender is more like conceding. It's more like giving up your power, giving up possessions, giving up your control. It's like quitting, right? But from a spiritual perspective, the word surrender means becoming vulnerable, acceptance, letting go and letting God. So we really want to get into that level of, that spiritual perspective so that we can allow God to step in and we can be led by God instead of fighting ourselves, so to speak. So that energy is there with those two. And, it's going to be quite interesting to see who wins this physical and spiritual battle between the two. But I have the number 8, which is also, it works so well, and I'll explain it. So the number 8 is an executive number. It's a number of power, leadership. It's a number of, courage. It's a high achiever. It's an executive number. And so it's also ruled by Saturn. And Saturn is, the Lord of karma. So Saturn wants the number 8 to take responsibility, to take ownership, to be accountable, responsible in order to, achieve these goals, right? Achieve whatever it wants it to achieve. When I see the number 8, I see as above, so below. There's 2 circles on top of each other, right? So I always say whatever is here manifests down here. Whatever's inside manifests in the physical reality. So if we go back to that Mars, if Mars is at war within itself or with others, that's what it's going to experience. In this case, we need to definitely allow God to step in, let go and let God. Otherwise, Saturn is going to make sure that, we're going to balance that karma, so to speak, because it's the Lord of karma. Also, the number 8 is, like I said, a high achiever. It wants to achieve all the goals, but it has to work hard in order to do that. It's not just going to come and be given, to you. You got to work for it. So with that number, especially today, the vibration today is, okay, let's allow God to step in. Let's stop fighting ourselves, right? Or get out of our own way, so to speak. And let God come in, guide us, direct us, and show us the way so that we can step into, whatever it is we're going to be doing in the future, right? Obviously, we do have to work hard. It's not going to be given to us. We're not going to inherit it. It's going to be earned, so to speak. So the energy and the vibration is all there for us to achieve those goals. And just before we got on the show, Gayle and I were speaking about, these list of things that she had in 2011, right, that you wanted to achieve. But then we had that curveball with, the shutdowns, and it brought everything to a screeching halt. So now is the time to revisit that list and adjust it. And then obviously you have to work for it in order to achieve it. But with that vibration of the 8, you're definitely going to achieve it. And everybody else who has a goal that they want to, achieve. The number 8, when you spell out the word God, is number 8. It's a 17. The word God equals 17, which is an 8. 1 plus 7 is 8. The word success is an 8, also 17. It equals an 8. And the word goal is also a 17 and equals 8. So the number within itself tells you In order to achieve those things, you have to allow God in. You have to, obviously, we're in the physical reality, right? But we have to also connect to the spiritual so that we can be guided to achieve the goals that we need to achieve. And we don't throw anybody under the bus, so we don't become aggressive, compulsive, impulsive, and self-centered, which can be that energy of, Mars and Aries. So, I don't know. What do you guys have to say about that?
No, that is kind of interesting because just some of the conversations I've been having with people in terms of the aggression and in terms of just how they're communicating. I mean, it can be somebody has to be able to pause and say, is that really the direction you're wanting to go? Is that the energy you're wanting to exude in this conversation? But you can definitely tell that there's this wave.
So does that mean that there's a disconnect between their spirituality when they're behaving in such a way? I mean, spirituality.
I think that a lot of people are just disconnected, whether it's spiritually, whether it is etherically, whether it's mind, body, it's that whole mind, body, spirit.
Yeah.
You have to have that full connection. And because we've kept having shutdowns and because we've kept having to quarantine or keep ourselves distant from people, I get a sense that for a lot of people, it's that, I'm starting to interact with others. I mean, I literally have to keep myself like, okay, take a breath. Yes, you're surrounded by people. It's okay to be surrounded by people. We are allowed to be surrounded by people, right? Talk myself.
It's interesting because we get unused to it. I mean,
yeah, you do.
So quickly now, it's only been 2 years.
But okay,
it's only been this started manifesting after the first few weeks, where it was like I haven't been outside in weeks, and you get unused to it.
Yeah, you do.
And it's interesting too. This is just coming to me now. During that period of time that we were isolated, you get used to other people's energy signatures around you, and they can help calibrate and balance you. When you go into, cheers and everybody says your name, that's an energy burst of love and acceptance and people, familiarity, right? But when we're home and the only energetic input that we're getting is mass media, social media, advertisements from every freaking direction letting us know there's a problem you need to fix.
Yes. Yeah. I agree.
We go back out there into the public and these familiar energy signatures are no longer familiar to us.
100%. But back to the word surrender, right? Surrender again doesn't mean from a spiritual perspective, it just means to allow God in, right? Let go and let God. Some of us may choose to use that word surrender as something negative, which is from the physical perspective, which is thinking that we have to concede or give up control or,
but you gain more control by letting go.
What was that?
But that's so counterintuitive. Control. You can't.
I know it is.
Someone of that until they experience it.
I know. I get it, and I totally. But because it was very hard for me personally to go through that, letting go of control in order to gain complete control. Because
but that's only through God. I might say, like I don't want to give my control over to someone else. I don't want to.
No. Okay, so that isn't even it either. But if you spend so much time trying to control, things you have zero control of,
100%.
You
100%.
You end up you have zero control. It's a misnomer. It's just like. But when you learn to let go of it. Okay, that you have to control the outcome. You don't have to control the outcome.
Don't. But to some people, it's so hard to let go of that. Control. It is so hard. And, you know, like I said before, I'm surrendering to God and allow God to show me, okay, what is this? And show me the way and guide me, right? Not necessarily giving my surrender to someone else, right? There's such a big difference. I just want to clarify for everybody.
While you guys were talking about it, I actually looked up the definition.
Okay, tell us.
And surrendering and surrendering to God are two separate definitions.
Yes.
Right?
Go ahead, tell us.
But to surrender is to cease resistance. Now, in the definition, it does say to an enemy or an opponent, but sometimes your brain is your own enemy.
Is your own enemy.
Yeah.
That's right.
So consider that, you know,
Yes,
or the ego being the enemy that wants to hold you in one place. And when we can surrender and cease resisting the ego, we no longer prop it up, holding it in place, and the light can come in and the light can go on. Oh, there's a different way to do this.
You know, it's so interesting you're saying that, right? Because the number 8, right? I'm just going to go back to the number 8 for a second. The number 8 is ruled by Saturn, but the number 8 is also the 8th month of the year, which is a Leo energy. It's ruled by Leo, the number 8. Right? So it's August. So Leo's month is August, and Leo is very, very sort of like fixed. It's the most fixed sign in the zodiac. You know, Scorpios are fixed, Aquarius is fixed, and so is Taurus and Leo. So Leo is the most fixed. So when you ask a Leo to surrender, Leo may only look at it from the physical perspective and might go into the ego and not surrender. You know what I mean?
Tracy, are you listening?
So it's you know, we have to have spiritual discernment, I feel, in order to understand what surrender is. And like you said, it's being non-resistant. Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's ceasing to resist, right?
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, how many of us right now are hearing the echo in our head? Resistance is futile.
And
right? All us
resist,
Trekkies are going,
right?
Resistance is futile. But guess what? We still do it.
Well, I think it's because, again, we have become programmed to be independent and be individuals, which I'm not against necessarily, but so we take this, we have this preconceived notion that, you know, surrender and resistance and doing is all that counterintuitiveness of being an independent individual.
Yes. And we are, like you said, very conditioned, especially in the United States, you know, with that energy, right?
Oh, yeah.
I got to tell you guys a quick, short little story about surrender and me, because when I first went into 12 step, right? When I very first started attending meetings, it was in Canada. And, you know, go in there and they're talking about the difference, you know, reading through the steps and talking about surrender. And it came around to me and I'm like, I'm American. I don't fucking surrender. I don't. Good for you. Happy you're going to have a great life, but I'm going to have issues with this. Okay. I'm American. I don't fucking surrender. And I mean, it took me a little while to actually get that experience of just try it. Just hands off, surrender it to your higher power of your understanding and watch as the miracles unfold. Yes. And I finally got the experience of that. And I actually, not that time, but I, in another situation, got the experience of being used by spirit to fulfill a miracle.
Wow.
And after that, it was like, then you actually can conceptualize that surrendering gives you more power than you could ever access if you don't surrender. If you don't stop resisting what is, nothing can change.
100%. And they say what we resist will persist.
It will.
Yeah.
It will. Our attention makes it real, like literally solidifies it as a reality. What was that, Krista?
I was going to say, have you ever, we all grew up in the 80s. with the whole war on drugs, right?
Yeah.
The war on this, the war on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How is that war going?
It's not working out.
Drugs won. Marijuana is legal. Drugs won.
Yeah, because ultimately it's a case of educating yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
But,
and educating everything. But seriously, I hear this whole our energy goes where our energy, or our energy flows where our energy goes. So if you are energized to focus on the negative, guess what's going to show up?
You're going to expand that negative.
You're going to
talking about the war. I think we went from illegal. I mean, talking about the drugs, we went from illegal to legal drugs. You know, everything is pharmaceuticals. You know, watch all those commercials on TV, and that's all they're talking about. It's just the legal drugs. Same thing, drugs.
Yeah. It is. It is.
You know, and it's been like that for a long, long time. I mean, Elvis Presley died of a drug overdose, and he would only do pills because everything else was wrong and illegal.
Yes.
Well,
and what about Michael Jackson, right? Michael Jackson died.
Prescribed, right?
Yeah, they were legit prescriptions from a doctor.
They were prescriptions from a doctor.
Now, in Michael Jackson's case, there's a caveat there because the doctor knew he was overdosing, not intentionally, but he knew he was giving more than he should have, and he did it anyway on his patient's orders. That's malpractice. So in Michael Jackson's case, it's just a little bit different, but,
right?
Huh?
He got arrested for that doctor.
Yeah, he had a trial and he lost and lost everything.
But what I'm saying is that it was over pharmaceutical drugs that he died.
Yeah,
it was all pharmaceutical.
Yeah, but all I was trying to say was that in Elvis's case, it was a legit. You know, he went to the doctor, he had pain, they prescribed him stuff. He got addicted to it and he overdosed at some point and passed away on a legitimate type of thing. In Michael Jackson's case, they knew they were doing wrong. He was giving him inappropriate drugs to begin with and then gave him more than he knew he should have ever given him. So in that case, that, you know, that's, I don't care if they were legal or not, they were being administered illegally.
Yes.
In Jackson's case. All right. So we're way off topic.
But actually we are not.
Right. As if this show is ever, quote, on topic at all.
I know. There's our Leo.
That's the beauty. We can jump, you know, in and out.
And we can. But you're going to love it because it actually goes with our crystal of the week.
It does. But before we get to that, I just want to drop this little earworm in people's ears. I really do like that.
I love this.
I do too. That's so much fun.
All right, Miss Krista, let's see what this week's crystal of the week is.
It is Amazonite.
Yay.
So for all of you, I am wearing Amazonite earrings, and this is my Amazonite mala. So I am, you know, wearing my Amazonite for today.
The Amazonite.
I love it. It is. I want to. It's a gateway stone.
Ooh, I just talked about
wow. Way to bring in the war on drugs conversation.
It's okay. You're going to like this anyway. I know. Here we go. It's a gateway stone. There's more. All right. Seriously. You know, we joke around about it, but we're going to touch a couple of things. So Amazonite overall is a great stone for soothing illness, right? For deportment. Actually, I need to look up deportment and how this is being described. But for more, what keeps coming up with me is is the fact that it's about harmony. And that's where I was trying to go with. You know, when you're talking about the number 8 as above, you know,
as above, so below.
As above is below. You know, that is harmony, people. The number 8, turn it on its side. It's infinite. It's infinity. right?
Yeah.
And that is also harmony. So, it moves in a very flowful pattern, which, if you look at Amazonite, is a very moving, flowful stone.
Mhm.
So it is one that's connected with Mama Earth. It is one that is connected with water. I love this stone. It just kind of is that feel-good stone. And when I'm talking about it in terms of the harmony, it is to bring harmony into your life and balance out your connection, that mind, body, and spirit connection. So as Damaris was saying about let go and let God. Is that, yeah, let go and let God.
Let God.
Okay. For me, it's about a connection. I always think of this connection as a balanced equilateral triangle, right?
Mhm.
And Amazonite helps to bring that, because it helps you to bring yourself and all those shattered bits of you that energetically kind of go everywhere, and you are scattered in all kinds of places and pieces. Everyone, let's do a little exercise right now. We're going to call back all those shattered pieces of ourselves, okay? Let's do this right now and let Amazonite help us. So I want you all to sit or stand or however you are comfortable. And I want you to take in a nice, deep, cleansing breath. You're going to inhale, you're going to hold it, and then you're going to gently let it go through your lips. I'm going to do it in one more time. Inhale, hold it, release that through your lips gently again. This time, as you're inhaling and holding, I want you to call back all that energy that belongs to you as you inhale. Invite it to come back to you. The stuff that you left at the grocery store, the little sprinkle of you at the preschool, that little bit that's sitting in your car, wherever it is that those little bits and pieces of your energy may be, call it back in. If you need a visual, think of Bette Midler in Hocus Pocus calling the book. And just bring it all in. I know, Gayle, it's okay. We can laugh. This is okay. We're calling ourselves back. Inhale, let go. Do it again and say, come back. Call that energy back in. And you just keep doing that and relax and drop your shoulders. You're going to feel this. And I want you to start tapping into that peace, into that harmony, into that rhythm of what is, as above is below, and feel that energy flow through you. Feel that connection at your heart. Inhale and bring it in. We leave all these bits and pieces of us everywhere.
Yeah.
We scatter ourselves.
Way too much.
Way too much. Definitely way too much. And when you think, everybody take your hand and place it over your heart. Thank those bits and pieces of you for coming back. And come back into focus with me. Here we go. Because remember, our harmony is ours and ours alone. We all have a different vibration. Mm-hmm. And when we are in harmony with our vibration, when we are connected to that, it is amazing what we attract. Amazonite has a green color to it. Anytime you have a green colored stone, it's one that connects you with your surroundings, with nature, with you. Use that color, embrace that blue-green Enjoy that blue green. Maybe it has
Actually,
a
I
little
think
bit
I'm
of
wearing that color.
There you go. Yeah. It can be that. Yes. And it can be a little bit brown too. You know, my beads, I have them, they're blue green and there's some brown with it, but it's a great thing. It connects you with where you essentially come from, you know, with that connection with Mama Earth. So
I gotta interrupt. Damaris, look at how she's glowing.
Okay, go ahead.
I know. I feel glowy. You definitely are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially she's wearing all those stones on her, you know.
Yep.
Well, you know, that happens. It does.
Well, that was great. That little meditation. This was different and
Beautiful.
It was nice. I like it.
Well, you know, we need to connect with the stone, and this is one of the things that you can do with stones is meditate with them.
Mhm.
And it's not, you don't have to take a 20-minute or a meditation. It's just hold the stone, hold the color of the stone, breathe in and breathe out. Even if all you're thinking is harmony, 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 you know, that's the connection right there.
Yeah.
You know, and that's for us, we have that control. You know, again, it's about surrendering. Again, it's about letting go of control, right?
Mhm.
Because you want to gain control. I promise you, the most control you'll ever have is having that connection, that harmony, right? Oh, thank you, Allison. I love doing it with you.
Yeah, that was a very spontaneous kind of great surprise, that little meditation.
Well, you know, I just was very inspired to do it. And it must be that energy of us being open and willing
Mm-hmm.
Non-resistant.
Yes.
And non-resistant. Right? So I have to ask you, Miss Gayle, this whole butterfly thing that you're talking, that, you know, what's that?
Well, we'll get to that in just a couple minutes. We got 2 more segments before that, my dear.
Okay. Oh, yes. Excellent.
Welcome. Go ahead, honey.
I was going to say, welcome to our Coven of Joy on Patreon, to all those who are there with us. We are so excited. This Friday, we are getting ready to do another episode of The Moon and Woo. So we are inviting those of you who would like to join us for some really up close and personal. And oh, by the way, we'll be in France. And, you know, up close and personal, and maybe some wine.
Actually, I have to put that on my calendar before I forget.
Yeah.
I know. So you'll join on, which is give us the Patreon. It's 3 Crones in the Woo Woo on Patreon.
Yeah, it's patreon.com/3 Crones in the Woo Woo.
Thank you, Gayle.
Absolutely. In fact, we will play this again. Want to say thank you very much to the people who have already joined: Sue Ward Paquin, Allison Baker, Jocelyn Owens, and Pilar Delgado.
Yay!
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 Thanks so much for being part of it. I'm really excited about what we're doing on Patreon and the expansion that we're doing. Today's card of the day. Interesting. Very interesting. The High Priestess.
Very nice.
Awesome stuff. All right. Well, thank you to Galaxy Tarot. That's where we get all of our card of the day for this show. And today's card is the High Priestess. So essentially what that's saying is that you'll find everything that you need within yourself. You have everything there. And the answers will come if you can quiet your mind. So when the show's over, go back and expand on what Krista did, calling the pieces back, you know, asking for guidance, listening for the answers, asking for how can I create harmony, and so on. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm going to backtrack just a second because Tracy's got a really good question. How can we prevent leaving our bits and pieces everywhere?
That is a really good question.
It is.
That is a really good one. So the best thing that you can do is ground every day, every morning before you get ready and go out, is to really ground yourself. And that is easy. Just drop anchor. And I say drop anchor, it's like, think of a golden thread or a golden cord dropping from the root of your spine, the base of your spine, into Mother Earth. And yes, it's not going to anchor you there. You're going to be able to go about your day. It's okay. But it's going to give you that connection. And it's going to keep you in place. And then the other thing that I like to do is I have this wonderful little, I call it clean, or what do I call a little ritual I do where I clean my energy, I clear my energy, and I protect my energy. And I put this bubble, but my bubble is like a membrane bubble. So it breathes out. It contracts and expands, right, as I breathe. And then I find that when I do that, it really helps my energy. Or else, wearing my crystals, and particular crystals like labradorite is a great one to wear.
I just want to say one thing really quick. Also, when we feel sorry for people, we're leaving a piece of us with them. So it's not to feel sorry for people, it's to feel compassion. Because the moment we feel sorry for them, we're also now in that tunnel with them. So it's feeling compassion and not sorry, because that only keeps them in that vibration too anyway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Locks them right in.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about butterflies. Training the butterflies. One of the most amazing axioms that anyone has ever said to me, and it was one of those moments, right? Because I was in Toastmasters, and people would get up in the front and be very nervous, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I've got butterflies," and it's like, it's not about killing the butterflies; it's about teaching them to fly in formation. Yeah. And that has stuck with me ever since, because courage is not about being fearless without fear. Courage is about feeling that fear, feeling that anxiety, and doing the thing anyway. Sometimes I listen to stand-up comics on Pandora before I go to sleep, right? And there was some crotchety old Gen X comedian that was ranting about, you're supposed to have anxiety. You're supposed to be concerned that the rent won't get paid. That's how the rent gets paid.
Oh, I like that.
Right? And it was just another light bulb moment. It's like, oh my God.
I love that.
Here we are in general, right? Oh, love and light, peace and harmony, always being at ease and peaceful and all of that kind of stuff. And we're running around trying to kill butterflies, right? Instead of training those butterflies to give us the energy that is the gift of that emotion, so that we can channel it into a productive means. All right. Now, once again, going back to what Damaris was saying, we've got this Mars Aries energy and this overarching Jupiter, right? Jove, god of the skies, right? That God is saying surrender, right? And Mars is going, no, I must kill the butterflies.
Yes.
No.
I love it.
No, we don't kill the butterflies.
I love it. You just gave them a personality. I love it. Keep going.
I need that. Don't kill the butterflies.
Don't kill the butterflies.
Okay, I'm making that a sticker.
Okay.
Don't kill the butterflies.
Kill the butterflies. That's a conversation starter. What the hell are you
doing?
I thought we were supposed to not kill the bees. Well, that too. Anyways. So, oh, yeah, that happened. Okay, give me a second here. Focus. All right, so when Jupiter and Aries are doing their thing, right? And Jupiter just wants Aries to go, look, these butterflies can be very useful. Can you let me show you how?
Yes.
Right? There's that energy of the Amazonite coming in, the harmony. All of these parts, all of these pieces will work best when we know how to work them best. And the first thing to do is to have them harmonizing within us.
Yeah.
Right? That fear / excitement that we don't know what it is. Yes, the triangle. Yeah, and the 8.
And the 8 energy.
As above, so below.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All of that, it will work together when we allow it. And allowing it is surrendering, ceasing to resist it.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So there's, all of this is coming together right now at this point of time, because we're coming into, the summer season, the spring season, and there's a lot more action to be had now. Yes, Mercury's still in retrograde, but we had some stuff go through the skies just last week that as it passed, energy opened back up, right? And right now we're in a lot of this hurry up and wait mode.
Yes.
We've got the some might call it anxiety, some might call it gumption, that internal energy that says, now is the time for action, and that's Aries whispering in your little ear. Come on, let's move it. Let's do this.
Sometimes we can't take action prematurely, though.
Exactly, because it's not in divine timing. And Jupiter's asking us, what? Hold on. Let me open the door for you.
You're going to go through it.
Right? We can do this the hard way, or we can do this the easy way. So there is a lot of...
How many times haven't we done it the hard way, though, right?
God, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. But, the more that we can take that few moments, like Krista was talking about in the morning, to take a few deep breaths, ground ourselves, choose whether these anxious butterfly flitters are scary or exciting, right? Because our brain doesn't know until we tell it.
Yeah.
Right? And choose actions that fulfill on that. Having all of our parts together, having all of our parts harmonized and aligned, so that when we do take action in divine timing, miracles open up in front of us. There is no greater power for shifting a stopped flow than surrender. And there is no greater power for increase than gratitude.
This reminded me of something. Krista was talking about a movie, and I remembered, I don't know if you guys saw this movie, American Gangsters.
Yes.
And Denzel Washington in the movie, he wanted, it wasn't really a good time to go get the drugs that he was getting from overseas. And this man says to him, quitting while you're ahead is not really quitting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so sometimes we do have to do that. We have to surrender. It doesn't mean that we're quitting. It just means that we're allowing, other information to show up, or divine timing to take place,
or new opportunities to arrive.
That Mars energy is also very masculine. And so there is no feminine energy there to soften it up. And maybe that's why God is saying, let go and let God, because God will bring in that feminine energy to soften that masculine, aggressive energy.
Yes. Excellent stuff. All right, everybody, let's congratulate this week's woo-woo giveaway winner of the week. Wow. Yes. Cannot say that one after a martini. So congratulations to this week's woo-woo giveaway winner, Jessica Ferguson. Thank you for being a part of 3 Crones in the woo-woo. Just reach out to Damaris, myself, or Krista to collect your prize. Now, for Jessica, or for anybody who's watching that does not know how this works, every week here on 3 Crones in the woo-woo, we give away one reading with one of us Crones. So if you would like to say, have an intuitive tarot reading or an EFT tapping session, you would reach out to me. If you would like a crystal reading, crystal reading, then you would reach out to Krista. And if you would like a numerology, astrology, or intuitive tarot reading, you would reach out to Damaris, any one of us. Or you can just put something in the group and we'll reach out to you, whichever way. But Jessica, congratulations. Choose your crone and let us know what we can do to serve you best. All right.
Awesome. I keep looking at Krista's glowing there.
I know, right? So cool. So cool.
I have no clue how that's happening.
Yeah. Okay. Allison, yes, my sister's a band teacher and she would say the same thing. If you're not nervous, you're not ready. If you think this is going to, and as a speaker, as a public speaker, I always wanted to get to the place where I was not nervous before going on. And the times that I was not nervous before going on, my talk was so low energy and just boring, boring. That energy just amazingly kicks everything up a notch.
So then the quote for today's podcast will be, don't kill the butterfly.
Don't kill the butterflies.
Don't kill the butterflies.
Yep. Wow. Now, reach out while you get a chance. We've only got a couple packages left for our stickers. So Krista is our point person on those. Reach out to Krista. You can pay through at dgk3@venmo.com. And I hope you do, because I'm having fun with my stickers. I've still got
I don't have my cup up here.
I gotta figure out.
And I have to tell you, I just ordered some more, and I ordered a new holographic one.
Ooh, I can't wait to see it. That's
ordering some as soon as you get them.
Nice. All right, cool. So we want to say thank you to everybody who tuned in this week. Thank you so much for everyone who commented. If you're watching on the replay, please hit #replay and have a fantastic week ahead.